a not too distant future, somewhere in time and space, Mike Nelson and his robot pals are caught in a nasty place.
Hello, I'm Faith, and welcome to Faith's Take, where I talk about anything and everything that I find interesting. And welcome to my review of MST3k, episode 1009, Hamlet. This is quite a departure from what's traditionally considered a riffable movie, at least for the first run of the series. A majority of the films riffed were sci-fi schlock or B-grade horror, not Shakespearean classics. But this episode, along with many of the other odd ducks of the series, have always been some of the most interesting and enjoyable episodes for me. Dramas like Kitten with the Whip, goofy spy flicks like Codename Diamond Head, and yes, bad takes on some of the most famous stories ever told like this one are often my favorites and often the most overlooked and underrated of the series, which I talked about a few years back on my 100th video special. And now, after far too long, I'm covering one of the most seemingly disliked episodes of the series. Hamlet seems to be a love it or hate it episode, so let's discover why I love it and dive right into my review of episode 1009 of MST3k, Hamlet. Our cold open today is simple, but very in character, as Servo insists on changing his name. What is he changing it to, you ask? Why, Servo, of course. After that visual/auditory gag, we get to one of my absolute favorite experiment openings of all time. Pearl calls our kidnapped gang to announce her newest vile plan, a mutant virus to be distributed across the world. Pearl was evidently 20 years ahead of her time. But Mike distracts her with a game of Follow the Lady, or whatever the heck this card game thingy's called. I'm not actually sure. Pearl, being the gambler that she is, gets swept up in it, and Mike, on a winning streak, ups the stakes. Pearl agrees that if she loses, Mike can pick the movie, and wouldn't you know it, Mike wins. Mike decides to go with the Shakespearean classic, Hamlet. But this is where Mike becomes Icarus, flying too close to the sun, allowing his confidence to outweigh his reason, by telling Pearl she can pick whatever version of Hamlet she wants. And with Brain Guy's help, she sends them the dullest version of Hamlet to ever exist, a 1960 German TV movie version. Yep, even when Mike wins, he loses.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Satellite of Love. Mike Nelson here, along with Gypsy, Crow T-Robot, and Servo.
It's Servo.
Yeah, that's what I said, Servo.
Oh no, see, I changed my name. It's not Servo anymore, it's Servo.
So you want us to call you Servo from now on?
Yeah, I'd prefer it.
What if we called you Servo?
I won't respond.
My friends, this is it. Future generations may damn me, but in moments the world will be mine, for I have created a mutant virus so insidious, yet so destructive that by morning half the planet's population will be dead.
Never mind that, find the lady. Come on, find the lady. Let's go find the lady.
Okay, here's a buck.
It's a setup. You can't win. It's a setup.
Shut up. All right.
You are exactly wrong. Here she was. Okay, Pearl, let's raise the stakes a little bit now. If we win, we get to choose the movie we watch. If you win, we'll watch 2 movies. Now, you think you can take me? Go ahead on. It's your move.
Milkbag, you're on mission. What do you think?
It's a scam. You can't win.
Oh, I forgot. You're also a puss. I pick middle.
Yes, let's see. Yes.
Yeah! We win! We get any movie we want!
Mike, you're the bomb, man.
And Pearl, send me Hamlet. Rana, Zeffirelli, Olivier. It's your choice.
Great.
Hamlet. German. Bratwurst, please.
Perfect. You win. Fine. You get Hamlet. Oh, boy, do you get Hamlet. A dark, dreary dubbed version made in 1960 for German television. God, am I good?
Girlie, you are the best.
We won. Follow the wrong.
Put it away, honey. Come on.
Time for starchy, pork-filled German Hamlet.
And thanks to that incredible opening sequence, we dive headfirst into dull, dreary, gray German Hamlet. Any of us that had to take a high school English course have read Hamlet, but let's discuss it anyway. We're just tossed right into it as 3 men, one being Horatio, Hamlet's best friend, and 2 others, their names not really mattering honestly. I already have too many bland characters to remember in this script, see a ghost amongst the castle halls. It appears to be the ghost of the recently dead King of Denmark, Hamlet's father. The trio decides to tell Hamlet of this paternal paranormality right away, and with that, we see the court having a ball, and we're introduced to Prince Hamlet, the fair Ophelia, who he may or may not be into, his mother Gertrude, and her new husband. her dead husband's brother, Claudius. And already this family is worthy of a TLC show. To make things even more awkward, Claudius and the queen openly flirt in front of the whole court, and it's very uncomfortable.
San Quentin Prison presents Shakespeare.
Why am I not getting results from my power walks?
Halt! Who's there? Stand and unfold yourself. Long live the king. Bernardo? Himself?
Wow, good thing he unfolded himself. He was pretty creased up there.
Is Horatio there? A piece of him.
I have his pancreas in my pocket.
Will not appear. Last night of all. Francisco and myself, the bell then beating one.
You're getting a ticket.
In the same figure, like the king that's dead.
And get your head off my head.
Stay! Speak! I charge thee, speak. I'll cross it though it blast me. Stay! Illusion!
Ladies and gentlemen, Patti LaBelle!
Speak to me.
I don't think so, breeder.
Stop it, Francisco!
He's headed for the ladies' room.
Something is rotten in the state of Denmark.
Yeah, I didn't have any clean pantaloons or hose this morning.
For upon my life, this spirit dumb to us will speak to him.
Night fever, night fever. We know how to do it.
To be or...
No, not yet.
Oh, sorry. When Datish flirting falls flat.
Her card tricks really aren't that impressive with sleeves like that, no.
Therefore, our sometime sister,
Oh, baby.
now our queen,
Juicy got me crazy.
have we taken to wife.
Gertrude's Hair by Bozo.
Now, have you your father's leave? What says Polonius? I do beseech you, give him leave to go.
How do you even rule this clown?
But now my cousin Hamlet and my son,
You're not my real dad.
little more than kin and less than kind.
That's from Hamlet, isn't it?
Incest.
Face it, son. I'm gonna rock your uncle's world.
Hamlet is justifiably upset that his dad was barely in the ground before his mom decided to hit his uncle, which just, like, I can't possibly imagine how grody that would be as the adult child watching this all go down, prince or not. Just, ugh. Anyway, Hamlet monologues for a while as the court empties, venting his frustrations to none but himself. But Horatio shows up to snap him out of it. Hamlet is overjoyed to see his friend and immediately starts venting to him too. Horatio tells Hamlet of the ghost, and they decide to go ghost hunting that very night to see if they could spot him. Meanwhile, the king, queen, and court just booze it up downstairs. Eventually, the ghost does show up, and he lets Hamlet know that his death was no boating accident. In fact, it was murder. All done by his cruel uncle, and any one of us who's seen The Lion King, which in and of itself got its inspiration from Hamlet, could have seen that one coming. And all of this exposition is given without the ghost being in a single frame while it's speaking. Just brilliant cinematography here.
But 2 months dead. Nay, not so much, not 2.
Wait, is it Saturday today?
So loving to my mother that he might not beteem the winds of heaven visit her face too roughly, and yet within a month.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
A little month.
Oh, didn't see the post there.
Ere yet the salt of most unrighteous tears had left the flushing in her galled eyes, she married.
Plus, she's marrying Uncle Creepy.
Wicked speed. Hail to your lordship. Good evening, sir.
You can brood here, I'm done.
Horatio. Horatio!
How's it hanging, you son of a...
I came to see your father's funeral. I pray thee do not mock me, fellow student. I think it was to see my mother's wedding. Indeed, my lord, it followed hard upon.
So it worked out all right.
Thrift. He was a goodly king.
I mean, he tried.
He was a man. Take him for all in all. I shall not look upon his like again.
Why were you looking at his like?
My lord.
Oh. This place could use a shrub, or hell, even a stick would cheer it up.
Hey, come on, man. We've seen like 8 ghosts. None of them have been even close to my dad.
The king.
The big number 1.
Let there be Sunny D for everyone!
I got a stick.
My lord, it comes.
Scrooge! Oh, wrong story.
You shall not go, my lord.
Hold off your hands. My fate cries out. And hand me by heaven. I'll make a ghost of him that lets me.
Yeah, get him, Ham. Kick his ass.
Go.
All right.
I'll go no further.
That's not what I hear, sunshine.
I am thy father's spirit,
I've got a bit of the flu.
but this eternal blazon must not be to ears of flesh and blood.
Camera 2, cut to camera 2.
Lest 'tis given out that sleeping in my orchard a serpent stung me.
Cut to the ghost. The
Serpent
ghost!
that did
Cut to the
sting my
ghost!
father's life.
For the first mid-movie segment, Tom and Crow wished to come to Mike as the ghost of his father. But what they didn't check first was whether or not Mike's dad was actually dead. They try many more relatives to no avail, but we do get a cute piece of lore that Pearl forwards Mike's family's letters and Christmas cards to the satellite, so that's neat.
Oh boy, this ghost of Mike's father gag is too good!
Yep, no question. A brilliantly conceived, perfectly executed bit of tomfoolery. Mark me, for I am your father's ghost, come to tell
Oh,
you.
hey, wait a minute. No, can't be my father. He's alive and well.
Okay, try his Uncle Les. I'm pretty sure he's dead.
I'm your Uncle Les.
Oh,
Come
no, nope, retired. Lives in McAllen, Texas. You know what? Pearl just forwarded another of his delightful Christmas letters.
Okay. Brother-in-law's ex-wife Wanda?
Okay, I am your
Oh,
brother-in-law.
no, not Wanda. She works a pit crew up to Brainerd. She can hurl a tire 35 feet without
Don't
even
your
breathing
relatives
hard.
ever die?
After quite the night seeing his dead dad and all, a disheveled Hamlet approaches Ophelia and silently stares at her before just heading on out. She rushes into the arms of her father Polonius, the Jafar to Uncle Creepy's sultan, so to speak, and tells him of the prince's frightening visit. Polonius believes that Hamlet's madness may be rooted in his love for Ophelia, which makes no sense given his scary behavior toward her moments before, but if you didn't already know, there aren't really any smart characters in this thing. He and the king decide to spy on Ophelia and Hamlet, where she confronts him about their relationship. Hamlet, seemingly, has a total breakdown, though it seems he knows they're being spied on, saying he never loved her, pushes her down, tells her to become a nun rather than pine for him, and then forces his mouth upon her while she cries.
Irreversible damage.
After that highly uncomfortable scene, the king and advisor realize that love is definitely not Hamlet's problem, though literally a moldy potato could have figured out Ham's problem by now.
Supposed to be a duck.
I love life.
Friend.
I stuck a fork in the outlet.
Get thee to a bakery. No, wait. Don't look at your Christmas present.
Well, I'm gonna take off, I guess. So, okay then.
Dad, Hamlet's looking at me.
What's the matter?
I'm so frightened.
With what in the name of God?
Your hair.
As I was sewing, so piteous in purport, he comes before me.
No one likes a tattletale, Ophelia.
Mad? My lord, I do think that I have found the very cause of Hamlet's lunacy.
He's insane.
Honey, check this out. I'm Japanese. Sorry.
The nun sent me home. My skirt is too short.
My prince,
I'm back from Photomat.
I humbly thank you. Well,
But could you please return my pants?
I pray you now receive them.
not I. I never gave you aught.
Cha!
My honored prince, you know right well you did.
Right, well, did not.
Are you honest?
Yes, no, I lied.
Are you honest? You should not have believed me. I loved you not.
Well, I always thought you were gay.
I was the more deceived.
Get thee to a nunnery. Why wouldst thou be a breeder of sinners?
Be a breeder of schnauzers.
I am myself indifferent honest.
At home, my lord.
Ophelia, Sam Wainwright's on the phone.
Let the doors be shut upon him, that he may play the fool nowhere but in his own house!
Whoa, Jackson Brownlet.
Thank you, but I don't need CPR, thank you.
Get thee to a nunnery. Go, farewell!
You're doing fine, honey. It's all yours. You got him.
To a nunnery, go.
Well, actually, I may go to grad school.
Woe is me to have seen what I have seen. See what I see.
Thank you for cooperating with the Copenhagen police. You can take off the wire now.
Was not like madness. I'll speak to him.
I'm just going to run to the pop machine first.
Rap artist, Notorious King.
And here it is, arguably the most famous speech in the history of theater, to be or not to be. To get real for a second, as someone with severe depression, I've had similar conversations with myself before. Is it better to stick through all the crap that life throws at us, or is it easier to unalive ourselves and be done with it? Even when you know you should stick around, it's damn hard. Obviously, don't unalive yourself. From one who knows, things can change in an instant. Will your depression go away? No, at least not in my case. But life itself can totally change. Hang in there, guys. If I can do it, you absolutely can. To be honest, though, in Hamlet's situation, revenge all the way, baby. You suspect your uncle of killing your dad to marry your mom? You've got to stick around at least until you're sure, and if you're right, to avenge your father in the most brutal way possible. And Hamlet plans to do just that by setting up a bunch of theater friends to back his uncle into a corner.
Welcome, good friend.
Stupid Hamlet. What was I thinking?
Hey, Kilroy.
To be or not to be?
The verbal equivalent of da-da-da-da.
That is the question.
I'll take the B for 50, Alex.
Whether to sleep.
Yeah, that's what we're doing right now, bub.
To sleep.
To sleep! Whoa, that's an old chestnut.
To sleep.
To sleep.
A chance to dream?
The impossible dream?
Aye. There's the rub.
I knew I had some rub left.
For in that sleep of when he himself might his quietus make with a bare bodkin.
He said bare bodkin.
And thus the native view of resolution is cickled over with the pale cast of thought, and enterprises of great pitch and moment with this regard their currents turn awry, and lose the name of action.
So I'm a chicken for not stabbing myself. That's all you needed to say.
Oh!
Whoa.
What's worse than clowns? Danish clowns.
Danish clowns, the damp, smelly, silverfish-infested basement of the clown world.
It's a herd of Hamlets.
We can't get rid of them, it's hopeless.
Can you play the murder of Gonzago?
Aye, my lord.
We'll have that tomorrow night. You could for need
Lose the clowns.
study.
Back out on deck, Crow and Servo put on their own productions of Hamlet, where each version puts some kind of crazy twist on it to make it stand out, like most theater people do these days.
Where you guys been? I haven't seen you around at all.
Oh, sorry, Mike. We've been in the middle of rehearsals for our own version of Hamlet. It's going to be sort of a modern abstract interpretation sort of thing.
We even got as far as storyboarding a few ideas. Mike, help us out there. Will you get
Sure.
those?
Yeah.
Now, here's what we came up with for our scuba diving version. Pretty powerful stuff, huh?
Well, then we were right in the middle of rehearsals with our all-furniture version.
Oh, we were having so much fun. The sofa that was playing Gertrude was a delight.
Yeah.
But that brings us to our percussion version of Hamlet. The bongos here represent Ophelia.
And obviously, these maracas are Hamlet. Now, allow us to perform a part of Act 3, Scene 1. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hamlet has his theater buds put on a show that entails a murder, much like the mysterious circumstances of his father's death. He takes the details the ghost told him, and has his friends add it to their show to see if his uncle reacts in a guilty way. As the play goes on, the movie makes the bold choice to show us virtually none of it, much like the ghost earlier, focusing on the play's observers instead. Hamlet and Horatio watch the king with bated breath, looking for the tiniest sign of weakness, giving hold of their theory. Eventually, Hamlet can wait no longer, and basically tells his uncle, "This play is about you killing my dad." In the end, that works, as Claudius prays for forgiveness for his murder, but still feels quite guilty, seeing as he's still in possession of all he gained on the back of said murder. Hamlet wants to kill him then and there, but holds back because he figures, kill a praying man, he gets to heaven. Kill a man in an act of sin, he won't. And he decides to wait to catch his uncle in sin instead. Now, I'm no theologian, but as a Christian, I'm like 99.9% sure that's not how death as a believer works. But maybe Hamlet hasn't been to Sunday school in a while.
Now it's the winter of our... Oh, damn, wrong play.
Spirit that I've seen may be a devil. Yeah, and perhaps out of my weakness and my melancholy abuses me to damn me. I'll have grounds more relative than this.
You should start journaling.
Wow, the dinner rush is here. Look lively, people.
Come, get ready.
We have a small but spirited house.
Horatio!
Yes, sweet lord, at your service.
Good, go wash my car.
If his occulted guilt do not itself unkennel in one speech, it is a damned ghost that we have seen.
I suppose there's no chance there's going to be a jet ski chase in this movie, is there, Mike?
I guess.
Hey, how's everyone doing tonight? Good to see you. Hey, I need a volunteer from the audience.
Is this a prologue or the posy of a ring?
'Tis brief, my prince.
As woman's love.
And now the tragedy of King Vitaman.
My opera and power their functions leave to do. And thou shalt live in this fair world behind, honored,
A production that likes to show people watching other people.
Confound the rest. Such love must needs be treason in my breast. In second husband, let
I don't know. I think it's pretty funny.
If she should break it now.
Unwrapping candies next.
Swain.
All right.
Good droning. Excellent.
Entertainment was much easier back then, Mike.
What do you call the play? The Mousetrap.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Tropically.
Thou mixed your rank of midnight weeds collected with Hecate's band.
Oof, he's eating it.
Infected.
He poisons him at the garden for his estate. His name is Gonzago. The story is extant and written in very choice Italian. You shall see anon how the murderer gets the love of Gonzago's wife.
You get it, huh? You get it, huh?
Lights! Lights!
Camera. Soliloquy.
What?
Yeah.
My good lord.
I'm out of styling mousse.
A brother's murder.
Somehow I feel partially responsible.
If this cursed hand were thicker than itself with brother's blood.
Well, thin it with a little chicken stock.
Is there not rain enough? Forgive me my foul murder.
It's just that turkey was mouthing off to me.
That cannot... And now I'll do it.
I'm just gonna lightly stab him. You know he's just beating back a monologue right now.
Oh, yeah.
And so am I revenged? Why, this is iron salary, not revenge. When he's drunk asleep or in his rage, on the incestuous pleasure of his bed, then trip him that his heels may kick at heaven, that his soul may be as damned and black as hell where to it goes.
I'll come back later, see if he's drinking and whoring, then I'll kill him.
Hamlet's mom calls him to her chamber to discuss this royal diss. Polonius decides to spy on them for the king, hiding behind a curtain to eavesdrop. As you could imagine, with Hamlet in such a, let's call it, fragile state of mind, this plan royally backfires. His mom mistakenly thinks he's here to attack her, and she and Polonius, still hidden, cry out for help. Thinking Polonius is his uncle, Hamlet stabs him through the curtain, killing him. Hamlet goes to tell the king of the death of his advisor, and basically tells his uncle to go to hell. Which, you know, totally not a stupid thing to say after you've just committed your own murder. Claudius says Hamlet shall be sent to England just to get rid of him. A while later, Polonius' son Laertes is not too happy about his dad coming down with a case of stabbed through the gut, and he confronts the king, who tells him it's all Hamlet's doing. Ophelia chooses that moment to float in and show her brother just how hard their father's death has affected her. She hands all present pieces of wheat, insisting that they're flowers and blossoms with meaning, humming to herself the whole time. Claudius tells Laertes that it's time for some bloody revenge, and he obviously agrees.
Silence me in here, and shall overhear his speech. Pray you be round with him.
You used my razor!
I'll warrant you, fear me not. Withdraw, he's coming.
Fran Allison, Queen of Denmark.
Mother, you have my father much offended.
Come, you answer with an idle tongue.
Go, you question with a wicked tongue.
Why, how now, Hamlet?
What's the matter now?
Don't you sass me or you're grounded.
Have you
Come.
Let's tango.
Thou wilt not murder me. Help! Help!
Help! Help!
No, not the service master guy.
Oh. Shame.
Oh, what a rash and bloody deed is this.
Aye, a bloody deed. Almost as bad could mothers kill a king and marry with his brother.
Oh, bring that up again.
Kill a king.
A wretched, rash, intruding fool.
Oh, right, it's my fault you killed me.
Oh, well.
That was the royal antechamber. Stay together, people. There's the throne room. Oh, and we're in luck. The king's here.
Now, Hamlet?
About your report card.
Where is Polonius?
He came down with an unexpected case of murder.
In heaven. Send thither to see. If your messenger find him not there, seek him yourself. In the other place.
H-E double toothpicks.
But indeed, if you find him not...
Oh, ice cream headache. Woof.
Hey, come on, you wuss. I didn't cry after I killed your dad.
Hamlet.
Yeah.
Good night, dear mother.
Thy loving father. Hamlet.
My mother. Father and mother is man and wife is one flesh, and so my mother.
Yeah, go a lot to England, okay?
Hi, guys. Where's my dad? Ta-da! Oh.
O thou vile king, give me my father.
Oh, my goodness.
Where's my father?
Dead.
But not by him.
Let him demand his fill.
Okay, me dead. I'll not be juggled with.
I'm not a small sack of beans.
To have allegiance.
It shall as level to your judgment be, as day does to your eye.
Okay, Gertrude, tackle him!
New King Claudius with Kung Fu grip.
I do.
I've got a brand new pair of roller skates.
And in his grave rain many a tear.
She's toting around a big bok choy.
Very well, my dove. There's rosemary.
And Maury Amsterdam.
That's for remembrance.
Sorry.
Pray you, my love, remember. And there's pansies. That's for thoughts.
Try to get one. People love my wheat act.
Oh, you must wear your rue with a difference. God have mercy on his soul, and of all Christian souls. I pray God be with you.
Do you see this, oh God?
I'm going over to Lady Macbeth's.
Let the great axe fall.
So we're going to chop wood. Do you have to be so dramatic?
Hamlet sends Horatio a letter about his England-bound ship being overtaken by pirates, but he was able to be the sole escapee. You know, seeing as how this is a movie, it would have probably been nice to see the pirates attacking the Prince of a Nation action scene, but no, we see Horatio read about it instead. The Queen approaches Laertes, clearly in shock, and tells him Ophelia is dead, drowned in the creek. Now, whether this is an accident purely due to her newly found madness, or unaliving herself in grief over her father, is left vague. But as the gravedigger prepares a place for her, Hamlet goes on about the skull of a jester he knew as a child, and Horatio plays the part of the most patient best friend in history by putting up with it for far too long.
There's a letter for you, sir. It came from the ambassador that was bound for England.
There's postage due.
Yes. Let's see. Ophelia invoiced me for the wheat.
On the instant, they got clear of our ship, so I alone became their prisoner.
Hamlet faxed me a soliloquy.
They have dealt with me like thee. Farewell. He that thou knowest is thine. Hamlet.
I could crap a better letter than this.
My contacts are fine.
Here it is. Your sister is drowned.
Drowned, you say? Where?
Well, she jumped in a lake trying to save some wheat.
There is.
Here's a skull.
Not a bad skull. Good starter skull.
Now has life. The king's jester. This.
I just saw him at the Chuckle Hut.
Aye.
I remember him in his big pointy shoes, stupid hat. He had the worst act, I swear.
Alas, poor Yorick.
Hey, I did all right for myself.
He has borne me on his back 1,000 times.
Of course, I bored him a lot, too.
And now, you gambled.
So they banned you from jesting.
Your songs. You can't laugh at that.
Please speak up. My tympanic membrane rotted away some years ago.
Horatio told me once.
Yeah, forget it. I never knew him. I made it all up.
Might they not stop a beer barrel?
It's the ice cream man!
For our last mid-movie segment, Mike is all dressed up to host a new game show, Alas Poor Who? A game where you see the bones of people still very much alive, and guess who they belong to.
Hello, and welcome to Alas Poor Who? Tom, remind the folks at home what you do again.
Mike, I'm a small robot who lives with you.
Robot who lives with me. That's interesting. Okay, and your challenger, Crow T Robot. How are you, sir?
Feeling good, Mike, thanks.
Mm-hmm. And what do you do, sir?
I am also a small robot who lives with you.
Wow, seems to be a popular job these days.
Certainly is.
Oh. Okay, then here's a clavicle. Whose is it?
Wow, I want to say Tim Conway, but no, more like Dr. Dean Ornish, Jermaine Greer, Peter Cetera. Geez, no. I'm going to go with Nancy Allen, Mike.
Please state it in Alas Poor form.
Oh, yeah. Alas Poor Nancy Allen.
is right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you could win with this one. So watch carefully. Whose are these series of metatarsal bones?
Oh, I know this one. Easy. Ralph Waite.
They are indeed the metatarsals of Ralph Waite. But alas, incorrect form for the second time, and so you don't get the points. And so nobody wins, and you both lose, and that's all the time we have.
Hamlet apparently didn't realize the gravedigger was digging for Ophelia, meaning he and Horatio were literally just chilling in a graveyard for no reason. Anyway, they hide and watch the funeral procession as the queen mourns that Ophelia never married her son, and Laertes absolutely loses it. Hamlet comes out enraged by the loss of his love. Yeah, someone you loved so much you abused her to keep your front of madness. Sure, okay. Anyway, they fight and decide that there will have to be a definitive end to this. Once it's all broken up, the king comes up with a plan to have Laertes kill Hamlet and make it look like an accident. Laertes is willing to murder Hamlet in a church, so honestly, a convoluted plan wasn't really necessary, but here we are. Laertes and Hamlet will fence, but Laertes won't have the protective cap on his foil. Instead, the point will be sharp and dipped in poison to infect Hamlet. But if Hamlet should win, the king will offer him a celebratory drink laced with poison. Plan this complicated and hastily thought up in a work of Shakespeare is sure to succeed. And after taking their sweet time revving up, the battle commences. Hamlet's a natural at fencing, and after only like 2 bouts, the very impatient king offers the poisoned goblet. But Hamlet wants another round's victory first.
I'll play this bout first.
Hey, kid, you want to speed it up? We got 3 of these today.
Oh, man, I was invited to this. I forgot.
And not have strewed thy grave.
Ophelia.
I wonder what her skull is like.
Hold off the earth a while.
Stop the world. I want to get off.
Hold up thy hand, I say!
Burst them asunder. Good my lord. Be quiet.
It's supposed to be an Irish funeral. They're both drunk and fighting.
I loved Ophelia!
We went steady.
40,000 brothers could not, with all their quantity of love, make up my sum.
50,000, maybe.
Would fight, would fast, would tear thyself, would drink a basil, eat a crocodile, I'll do it. Lest thou come here to whine, to outface me with leaping in her grave.
He's getting Germaner.
Be buried quick with her.
And for his death no wind of blame shall breathe, but even his mother shall uncharge the practice, and call it accident.
My lord, I will be ruled.
Wide rule or college rule?
What would you undertake to show yourself indeed your father's son more than in words?
To cut his throat in the church.
Now, see, that's a little over the top.
No place indeed should murder sang. But good Laertes, we put on those shall praise your excellence.
What about my church idea?
Or, with a little shuffling, you may choose a sword unbaited that in the pass of practice requite him for your father.
I will do it.
I'll cut his throat in a church.
If this should fail,
We're boned, man.
we're on but sipping. If you by chance escape your venom stuck, our purpose may hold there.
There's a phone call.
Cut his throat in the church. I ought to smack him.
Would you just get over here? Synchronize royal asses and... yes.
We decided to cut his throat in a church.
Hamlet, come.
Sit, stay, good Hamlet.
Give us the foils.
We shall some potatoes bake.
Wow, that's not a widow's peak that guy has, it's a peninsula.
Oh, there's a bee!
This is too heavy.
Yeah, real smooth.
If Hamlet hits,
We'll do a sequel.
now the king drinks to Hamlet.
Hell, the king drinks to anything. Huh.
Would you just fight?
A hit. A palpable hit.
Well, what do you know? A chance to drink.
Finnish Scud missile just exploded. I suck.
To thy hell.
Coming to a sudden end.
I'll play this bout first.
But it's cherry-flavored kids' poison. He should love it.
Hamlet's about to drink from the goblet when his mother decides to drink instead. And honestly, I can't tell whether she knew it was poisoned or not. Her response to Claudius trying to stop her, at least in this version, almost feels resigned to her decision, as if she knew what would happen to her. Laertes realizes the plan will be revealed and aggressively fights and sticks Hamlet. Hamlet, realizing Laertes was playing with a pointy foil, makes him switch so he can stab him back in revenge, obviously having no idea he'd just been poisoned and will end up poisoning his opponent as well. And that's just what happens. No sooner is Laertes stuck that the queen falls dead in Hamlet's arms. Laertes, now filled with poison and guilt, admits everything to Hamlet, telling him the king is behind this now triple murder scene. Hamlet both stabs Claudius and makes him drink the poison to give him a dual taste of his own medicine. The king collapses, and Hamlet and Laertes make up before their own deaths. Horatio wants to die with Hamlet, but the prince insists he lives on to tell their story, and after one last overly long speech, Hamlet is dead.
We are to be married.
Let me have a go. I'll fence your ass back to the Stone Age.
Come, Hamlet. Let me wipe thy face.
I hope the next poison's for me.
The queen carouses to thy fortune, Hamlet.
Whatever.
Gertrude, do not drink.
Are you stupid?
I will, my lord. I pray you pardon me.
Ah, the Queen's suicide fanfare.
I'll hit him now.
Forget it, Laertes.
Boy, I drank a lot of that. It was really good.
Look, shut up. The Royal Bactine.
You've got pine tar on yours.
The king told me to.
Yeah, see, I don't trust a sporting event done in tights and puffy shirts.
And now my patented spaz move.
Hey!
Oh, hi!
They bleed on both sides. How is it, my lord?
Perhaps my impending baldness can help.
I'm justly killed with mine own treachery.
Oh, that's the queen.
Right, they call it Dayquil, but still. Oh, boy.
The drink.
One last old-fashioned before I die.
Oh, my dear Hamlet.
The hair mold is in the...
Hamlet,
Get off your mom.
thou art slain. The treacherous instrument is in thy hand,
You mean Mom?
unbaited and envenomed. Thy mother's poisoned. I can no more. The king's to blame. The king.
Long blame the king!
You're under Danish arrest.
Okay, mistakes were made.
Oh, come on, Hammy. Hamster.
God, the music! Something's gonna happen! I can't stand it! It's really building up to something! That's it?
Yeah.
Wow.
You incestuous murderers, damn the Dane.
Wow.
Drink of this potion.
Okay, better make out a will. I, Claudius. I always tell that joke when I'm dying.
Hey, Hamlet. Why don't you ramlet?
Yeah, shut up, Claudie ass.
Is thy union here?
Federation of Kings, Local 12.
Follow my mother.
She called for directions.
Too bad he's poison intolerant.
Mine and my father's death come not upon thee,
Although you did stab him and all.
nor thine on me.
Well, let's have coffee next week. Oh, yeah, we'll be dead. That's right.
Horatio,
You're standing on my foot.
I am dead,
I had to work through lunch today. Oh.
but let it be.
Wait, what was I talking about?
Horatio.
What a stupid name.
Here's yet some liquor left.
By heaven, let go.
Ooh, thanks, because it was really kind of an empty gesture.
I am dead.
Forgot to do that paper. I am so dead.
Hey.
I think.
A current
Ah, come on!
fate.
Groundlings are all hitting the exits by now.
Could it be? What do you think?
I don't believe it.
Deadness?
Yes.
Have we achieved deadness? Yo, Hamlet.
Good night, sweet prince.
Night.
So, Spatzel, the Katzenjammer Kids, and this. Thanks, Germany.
Oh yeah, this was munchin' all right.
Nice play, Shakespeare.
And to cap off this one and only foray into Shakespeare on the SOL, Crow and Tom develop a Hamlet action figure who specializes in crazy long soliloquies. Meanwhile, a character not important enough to be in the movie shows up at Pearl's door demanding he be heard, and the Hamlet action figure takes us out over the credits.
So, you guys made a Hamlet action figure, huh?
Yep. Pretty much.
Well, you might want to pull the string there. Oh, yeah. It's kind of nice.
Oh, it talks. Oh, well, say. Well, wow. Kind of a long string.
Well, that's what makes it such a great action figure.
Yeah.
I know, but most action figures with a string, you pull it, it's like 18 inches long.
It is a bit longer on this one, I grant you.
See, Mike, what I do is go up those stairs
Up the stairs, right.
No, behind that. There you go.
I didn't even know we had stairs here.
Look, I don't care if you're small but pivotal. You just can't waltz in here and... Hang on. Hi, guys. Got a little bit of a situation here. Apparently in Hamlet, there's a character named Fountainbras.
Fortinbras.
That's what I said.
No, actually, you said... Fortinbras.
And I'm not leaving until I'm allowed to play my role. Am I simply to hang about in limbo? I don't think I'm being unreasonable here.
Play the part.
Really?
Sure, go ahead. Play the part.
Well, I'll need 2 English ambassadors.
Will you?
Yes, and of course, a body.
Oh, golly! Where could I find a body on such short notice? I wonder where... Say, could you pour this in your ear for me for just a minute? A body. Well, hey! There's a body.
Okay, let her go, Mike.
To be or not to be? That is the question.
As I mentioned in the opening, many people find it hard to overcome the dullness of this film, even with the riffs. For me, the riffs are definitely able to overcome it. This version makes the classic Shakespearean dialogue sound so ridiculous and flowery it's hard to take seriously already. Mix that with the jokes and it makes for a really good watch. Is it the strongest sci-fi era episode? No, those seasons are so chock full of hilarious outings. But it definitely deserves a little more respect in the Misty community for how well it can stand on its own. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and special thanks to my elegant Patreon supporters, including Jackie Ball, Kevin Nata, and Isabella Summit. This one was a long time coming, and I hope it gets a few more people to give it a shot. Also, I've been live streaming on Twitch every Monday night since it works better than YouTube for our fun Riff watch parties. If you'd like to join in on the fun, my Twitch link will be in the description below. We have a ton of fun themed nights planned, and I'm really hoping to start streaming even more often so more people can come and enjoy them with us. And make sure to let me know which MST3k episode I should review next. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys later.
Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Well, Mike, this has convinced me not to kill your dad and marry your mom.